Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm Richard and this is Lap of the World. If you've been following us, you may remember that we made an attempt at taking our backup car, a 2004 Lamborghini Gallardo, to a racetrack back in December of last year. A prodigious oil leak caused an aborted launch and we limped back home without driving a single lap. Well, we're back. It took us a few months to both get parts and clean up the EPA Superfund site that the engine bay had become, but after fixing the leak and a few other issues we found along the way, it's time to try again. The venue for what will hopefully be a successful comeback is Atlanta Motorsports Park. Until Flat Rock opens, and with the exception of Nashville Superspeedway's infield, AMP is the nearest dedicated road course to where we live, and with SCCA's track night events starting mid-afternoon, we could make it a day trip rather than needing to stay somewhere overnight to make it to an early driver's meeting. Practical details aside, we made the short trip down to Georgia, emptied the frunk, and finally got to take our Lamborghini for a few laps. Alright folks, so we're out on Atlanta Motorsports Park for the first venture onto a circuit with our Gallardo here. So we'll see what happens. I remember where I'm going. It's been since 2018 since I've been here. If you are curious about that last time in 2018, that video does exist as one of our very first track features that we produced at a similarly single-day event, driving our trusty NSX. I did, of course, eventually get warmed up enough this time to execute a few conservatively paced laps as I felt out the car, one of which I'll share with you now. If you're curious, or if you went back to look, yes, that is a full 6 seconds off of my single-day PR in the NSX. Again, I was driving this session in the Gallardo very conservatively, and I'm frankly glad that I was. Alright, well, we've done one session, mostly successfully. We got to, I actually don't remember how many laps I did. I'll have to look at the data and see, but I started to just like, okay, let's do a cool down lap. The temperature needle, coolant temp needle started to creep just a little bit. So, but as I started the cool down lap, coming into turn 6 here, I was kind of coasting down the hill, you know, middle of third gear, and no brake pedal, all the way to the floor. And then it sort of came back. Like eventually it like caught a little bit, and I was already able to just kind of coast through the turn. So then that was just sort of, you know, I noodled around the rest of the way and came in the pits. But at no point coming back into the pits did the pedal come back, and it was giving me a brake wear warning. Get back into the paddock and give it a look around. pads are still, I still got half a pad all around, so I don't really understand what's going on there. It's Castrol SRF, so it shouldn't be, I was not like riding the brakes enough, anywhere near enough to where I should have cooked that stuff. So there's going to need to be some investigation as far as what's happening. But we're going to let it cool down and we're going to check it out. Maybe we'll go and attempt to noodle around for part of a session if the pedal comes back. Otherwise, track days 2, Lamborghini 0. The car had puked a little brake fluid out of the master cylinder, which could have meant that there was a bubble from an imperfect bleed, or that I overfilled it, or that the fluid legit boiled somewhere in the system. I cleaned that up a bit, and then took a walking speed lap around the paddock to confirm the pedal was firm, and then went back out for what I intended to be a very easy few laps. Unfortunately, that too was cut a bit short, but not because of the car this time. Good. Oh, it's candid. We're not using oil this time, so it doesn't seem to be the V of the engine that we spent so long cleaning with paper towel tampons on stream is still dry, thankfully. I can see she's gotten a little hot because the coolant overflow does have a little bit of splatter on it over there. You can see little like white trails from the cap. That's probably, so went out for a, the black flag this session was not for me. Somebody else did unfortunately stop on track and they had to go and tow them. No damage or anything, looked like they just had some kind of mechanical. But after losing the brakes in the first session, let it cool down, took a gentle lap around the paddock just to make sure I had pedal pressure again, and then went out for 2 very easy laps just to see what it felt like. Brakes felt okay. The hesitation that we've been chasing forever, however, is back with a vengeance. So, I don't know. We've got more work to do is the end of the story. However, we have done the thing. We've gotten the Gallardo on the track. Don't know if we're going to try and run the last session or not. We may go out for some touring laps just to kind of get a little casual look around. But I think we've mostly done what we came to do, which was get the car on track and then also test out something that got sent to us that did work this time. So look for that video as well. So after getting a drink to cool off and being tempted to jump in the clubhouse pool, we decided not to push our luck running another full session. Between the brakes presenting a very unanticipated shortcoming, and so much corner exit hesitation that I wasn't able to even gracefully take a point by in the shortened second session, it seemed like the best course of action was to pack up and head home. On the road, back home, under moderate throttle and normal driving, nothing felt amiss, and the car didn't even bless me with the ubiquitous O2 warnings that it's so fond of with its high-flow cats. So, more work to be done. Mission somewhat successful, but look forward to a little more garage time with the yellow car in the future. It's kind of personal now, so hell or high water, this car will run right. But until I can make that happen, or until we're able to get the other car back to get out and check other tracks off of our list, we thank you for watching. Again, I'm Richard, this is Lap of the World, and we'll see you in the next video, if not at the track.